A second healthcare worker tests positive for Ebola the day before she was diagnosed. She was in Ohio. Good afternoon, everyone. Another case of Ebola turns up in Texas, and this one has an Ohio connection. A second healthcare worker at the hospital in Dallas tests positive for the deadly virus, and she was on a plane the day before she started showing the symptoms. Ryan Nobles has more on the impact that this could have on the spread of this disease.
29-year-old Amber Vinson is now the second healthcare worker who treated Thomas Eric Duncan in Dallas and then contracted the Ebola virus.
This is a heroic person, a person who dedicated her life and is dedicating her life to helping others.
The day before she started displaying symptoms, Vinson was on a Frontier Airlines flight from Cleveland to Dallas. 132 people were on the flight, and each one will be interviewed and potentially monitored. The CDC's director said Vinson should not have traveled.
Because at that point, she was in a group of individuals known to have exposure to Ebola, she should not have traveled on a commercial airline.
Vinson will be transported to Atlanta's Emory University Hospital, which has already treated 3 Ebola patients. Underscoring the growing threat, President Obama canceled his travel on Wednesday and called an emergency meeting of agencies involved in the response.
We have designated very clear lines of responsibility in terms of which agencies are responsible for which aspects of this response.
The CDC is establishing an Ebola response team that can be in place within hours of a new case and vows to give hospitals a clear understanding of the best way to treat patients and protect their workers.
Standardize that process, because every time you change that equipment, you have to change the process.
A necessity as the threat continues and hospitals brace for the worst. In Washington, I'm Ryan Nobles.
Airport officials in Cleveland are disinfecting key areas of the facility. They're providing personal protection for some of the employees. Cleveland Department of Public Health says that the passenger was visiting family in Northeast Ohio to prepare for her wedding. Passengers who were on the Frontier flight 1143, they've been asked to call the CDC. Stay with Local 12 and CBS for the newest information on the Ebola situation. You can visit our Tracking Ebola page on local12.com. It's under the news section. Paula?